Hey guys, Aaron here from MMT. I put this video together today to help people out there with groin pain. So as you probably know, we did a big Fix It Yourself series a few months ago, last year actually, where we covered pretty comprehensively how to treat your groin from home. I'm going to touch on that a little bit today, but what's different about this video is that I'm going to go into a lot of exercises and corrective rehab that you can do from home. Most of it's body weight to actually get your groins back feeling really good and get back to sport or exercise or whatever it is that you want to do. So just to recap again, I want to show you guys on this chart here the area that we're going to be targeting. So these are the adductors here. There's the quads over the top, but these guys right in here that are attaching on to that midsection there, you can see how white that tendon is there. That's the area that most people feel groin pain in, right here, and that's the area that we're going to be targeting today. Got another chart here that shows you a little bit easier to see where we're going to be targeting. So that's the whole adductor complex. But yeah, we're going to be targeting right into that point there where you generally feel groin pain. So our favorite tool for groins is a broomstick. Make sure it's got a rounded edge on it though, otherwise it can be pretty painful. So you can pick these up from your local hardware store, super cheap. Ninja, you sell them for $10.
Yeah,
autographed and everything.
yeah.
Okay.
Book online.
So what I want you guys to do first, if you've got groin pain, you're going to know where your pain is, but I just want you to feel your own groin and try and find that real stringy muscle. It'll feel just like a really hard, long muscle. Right guys, we're back just feeling our groins here, just making sure we're identifying what's in there. You are out of control. I want you to identify that real stringy muscle, okay? So if you go back to the chart here, it's the one that runs down like that. You can see runs down the inside of your leg, okay? Why I want you to find that is because the broomstick is going to be hooking underneath it. Not really on top of it, I just want you to go underneath it, okay? So you've got to wedge the broomstick into a wall or just something solid, and then you're going to be putting that into the broomstick under that flicky tendon, and I want you to pin that muscle, okay? So go really slow in this region and just try and pinpoint exactly where you feel your pain, but once you're in here, you'll be able to determine where you need to go, okay? So as you can see, I'm doing some movement just to kind of loosen this area up and further identify the angle that I need to go on. So I feel like angling up towards the pubic bone a little bit more, or towards that attachment, is where I'm getting it the most. But yeah, like I said before, I'm underneath that tendon, okay? So I'm hooking in under and then it's spearing up, okay? So we can do work even higher up, right near the pubic bone, so right up in there. Ninja, I've got the muscle, the chart there, the skeleton there, if you want to go and have a look exactly where we're pinning. So yeah, Ninja's going to point to the exact area.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Maybe you grab it.
Thanks, Ninja. Oh, we can cut that, eh?
No, that was good.
That's good.
I like it.
Anyway, right now where I'm pinning is right up in here. Okay, so we're just kind of working this region here. So I probably started about there, and then I'm working my way up through here, and that's where all the adductors go and attach, okay? And that's generally the site where you've probably got a bit of your pain, okay? So something in here is really solidified, something's injured, something's overworking, something's weak, and it just needs a bit of a flush out with this broomstick before we get into the correctives, okay? So once you're in here, you just explore. There's no rules, guys. As long as you're not kind of causing traumatic pain, it needs to be productive. But if you've got pain and you do this to yourself, it'll feel great straight away. You'll know that it's on the money. Okay, so you can spend as much time as you want in here. Just basically, you've got to do the job until it's done. Okay, until you feel really, really, really good. All right, so that's the broomstick. I'm also going to show you just some other little techniques that you can use with, say, a basketball here. So what I want to show you is, that's the adductors from the front view. But the adductor, especially the adductor Magnus, also kind of comes into the hamstring. The adductor Magnus is the biggest adductor muscle, and that's actually called the fourth hamstring sometimes. So you can actually attack the adductors to release them from the back too. Okay, so that's why the basketball can be really good, because we can just kind of lie on it like this, make sure we're going to the inside a little bit, and see that's hitting my Magnus straight away, right in there. So we can just hold that, and I can feel that referring into my hip, a little bit into my lower back. So if you've got adductor problems, I can guarantee that this one's going to feel really therapeutic for you as well. So you can just roll there for as long as it takes. All right. And if you want to do a little bit of fine tuning work in that area, what you can do too is get, say, a lacrosse ball, a spiky ball, a release ball. And I like to basically sit on that tendon on a hard surface though. So you might be able to see the ball in there. So I'm just kind of trying to locate where that tendon is, sticking to the inside a little bit more than the outside, and then just using my body weight to push straight down on that tendon. So it's literally hitting right in here, right under there. That's what I'm trying to get to, okay?
Good,
So,
you chose the black ball on the black shorts. It's good.
Yeah, good.
Good contrast.
Yes, very good.
Thought ahead there, bro.
The colourblind man strikes again. All right, so that's your release tools. Your basketball, your broomstick, your lacrosse ball, but you just got to be creative. If you want to see a more in-depth video on other tools you can use, we'll attach our Fix It Yourself groin and adductor video here, and you can go and watch that. But yeah, like I said, the point of this video today is more about the exercises. Okay guys, I'm going to show you a really basic exercise that you can do from home to start with that can just get the adductors working again and firing. So I've got a little medicine ball here, but you can use a soccer ball, volleyball, just any type of ball that you can push into. Okay, so we're going to start by lying down on our back, and you're just going to place the ball in between your knees, and literally all we're doing is squeezing the ball. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 10. Just making sure you're aware of where your rib cage is. You're not too flared. You're pulling your rib cage down, tucking the tailbone a little bit, and we're just squeezing the ball here. And that's just lighting up our adductors a little bit, okay? Because our adductors, they add the leg back to the body. So we're squeezing the ball here, and that's bringing the legs closer together, okay? So I can feel my adductors really working there. So you can do a few sets of 10, 3 sets of 10, lying down like this. And then after that, you can actually do the same thing standing too. So put the ball in between the legs, get the feet nice and straight, aware of where your rib cage and pelvis are, nice and stacked, and then just squeezing the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold the 10. Do 3 sets of 10 of that one as well. So already pretty simple exercise, but I can definitely feel my adductors working. For a lot of you, that might be a foreign feeling because you probably haven't felt your adductors work isolated like that before, so that can be a great starting place. All right guys, this second exercise I got from a guy I've been following recently from Ireland, David Gray. So this is a really amazing exercise at getting the groin fired up. It's going to be quite challenging for a lot of you out there, so I'll show you how it's done. What we're going to do is use a wall, flat surface like this, and we're going to get our feet about yay apart, pretty straight, bit of a gap in between our knees here, and making sure that everything's at 90 degrees. So lower leg, upper leg 90 degrees, and our torso is nice and upright here, okay? Ribs are down, tailbone slightly tucked. What we're going to do is just shift this right knee forward as far as we can, okay? So if you come over here, and you can probably see, if you come from this way, you can probably see we're shifting that right knee forward as far as we can, but we're keeping and maintaining that knee up. And then all we're doing is trying to get this knee to touch this knee, okay? So like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. So that really lit up my groin, especially really up high where you get pain. So I want you guys to do 3 sets of 10 on both sides, left and right, okay? Okay guys, now we're going to do some adductor bridges or adductor pumps. So what you're going to need here is, I'm going to use a plyo box here. You can use a couch, a chair, just try and replicate what I'm doing here, okay? So what we're going to do is place my right leg on top like this. Make sure it's a fair way down the shin. If you're too much just on the foot there, it can compound quite a lot of discomfort in that knee there. So I like to start kind of, say about there, to really get that good burn in the adductor. So what we're going to do, it's like a side plank. You pretty much like this, arm up raised, and we're just going to take that left leg from down to touching the box. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and hold. 3, 2, 1 and relax. So I want you guys to do 3 sets of 10 of those ones too. And you can also do these adductor holds as well. So I'll show you what that one looks like. Pretty similar. But what you're going to do is bring this knee up to the chest and hold there like this. Make sure the knee doesn't drop like this. Make sure the knee stays high and up towards the ceiling. And hold there. Try and start with 10 seconds. Work your way up to 20, 30 seconds. When we're doing all these exercises too, we're paying attention to our breath. Slow inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. All right guys, we're going to start getting into some squat variations now. 2 quite different squats, trying to achieve different things. So the first thing what we're going to do is quite a symmetrical, balanced squat with an adductor contraction. And we're going to be using this ball again. Okay, so we're back in this standing start position, ball in between our legs, making sure our feet are really straight, hip, knees and toes are all in alignment, ribs down, abs on, and we're squeezing the ball together as we go down into a really strict squat. Squeeze the ball and then standing up. Squeezing the ball and then standing up. Squeezing the ball, squeeze, 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 and then standing up. Again, squeeze, 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 and standing up. So we'll go through 10 of these. That's 6, 5, 7, can't count, 8, 9, 10. All right, so coming out of that squat, adductors are really worked. Whereas normally you probably feel more quad and glute. It's a really good way to fire the adductors up within a squat. The next one I'm going to show you is a little bit different. That was shortening the adductors as we're squatting. What we're going to do is show you now our wide stance power squat, which really challenges the adductors and the glutes. The adductors more eccentrically though, so on stretch as they're getting loaded. Okay, so going to grab a dead ball here, nice wide stance. I'll show you from the front first. So we're just finding a position where we feel comfortable. Not too wide, not too narrow, just something where we feel comfortable as if we were going to pick something heavy up, okay? A little bit of splay in our feet this time too. So, push our bum back, dive over, pick the ball up, hug it in nice and tight here, and then we're going to bum back, dive over, knees out really wide this time, okay? And then drive. I'll show you from the side, knees if you want. So very different because still challenging the adductors, but this time they're getting a big stretch under load, okay? So really important to work concentrically, which is shortening as under load, eccentrically, which is lengthening under load, and then we've done a few holds today with the adductor planks as well, and that's isometric stuff, okay? So we're hitting all different variations of getting our adductors fired up. So try those squat variations, okay? All right guys, we're gonna start using our cable machine now as we're trying to get a little bit more functional and dynamic to replicate sport scenarios or running or things like that with our groin rehab. So I've got a cable machine here, but you can just use resistance bands tied around a door handle, whatever it may be. Just try and replicate this same thing, okay? I'm gonna show you a few different variations today. So I'm gonna show you some isometric stuff first, and then we'll rep out some reps, all right? So what I want you to do first is just have your feet completely straight, get your joints stacked nice and evenly from ear to ankle, and all I want you to do is hold that out in front of you here, okay? So right now I can really feel my right hip working hard, especially my glute med. Now glute med and adductor, so the outside of your hip and the groins, they work together during gait, okay? So even though this one particularly isn't really hitting the adductor too much, it's important that we train the whole hip complex. All right, so you can hold this one for 10, 20, 30 seconds, a minute, and see how you go from there, okay? Then what we're gonna do is just go left foot forward, right foot back, raising the heel at the back on the right foot, and then once again, we're gonna repeat the same thing. Hold, okay? Really digging our feet into the ground, getting some ground tension, and once again, feeling the hip complex working, the glutes, the adductors working really hard, okay? Hold that once again, 10, 20, 30 seconds. Then gonna do the opposite. So right foot forward, left foot back. The back foot is always heel raised. And hold again. Arms out in front of your face, holding really tight, okay? Once again, 10, 20, 30 seconds. Once you've done that, you can start with isometrics, and then day 3, 4, 5, even the week after, maybe try some reps. So we can do a set of 10 with our feet straight. And all we're doing is rotating that rib cage hard. Okay, don't want the hip to come too. We don't want to see the hip come as well. I want to see you be able to stabilize your hips and just rotate the ribs. Okay, so there's that variation. Then there's the variation where the right foot's back, left foot forward, holding here, and rotating. Right foot forward, left foot back, get the joints stacked. Okay guys, some variations for you on the cable machine or resistance bands that's going to replicate into getting you back to your sport. Okay guys, like I said before, the adductors and glutes, they fire when we're on one leg, okay? So we need to get you back, your stability back and your balance back on one leg to replicate sport, running, walking, whatever it may be, so that your groins are really healthy, okay? So this is called our functional glute exercise. So once again, cable machine, or you can use resistance band. You don't even have to have resistance, you can just replicate the movement too, okay? So I'm going to be standing on my right leg here, and the cable is going to be in my left hand, all right? All my weight is on that right foot here, okay? So I'm trying to distribute my weight evenly between my right foot, and I'm in this position here, okay? My left foot's on the ground, but it's just tapping. I don't want to be like this, okay? That doesn't replicate movement. That's actually moving backwards in life. When we're running, when we're walking, we're always on that lead leg. Okay, so here, anchoring all my weight through that leg, getting that glute to fire, my core is on, and I'll start to row this left arm in as that left leg comes up. My right arm will come up too, bang, my glute's on there, good balance on that leg, even pressure between my, my foot, and my left lat is on from rowing this in. And then I'll go back down, control, end up in that same position. Rotate my rib cage to the right, and then initiate that row, bit of unbalance there, and then come up into that position. So I'll just rep out a few for you here. So we're here, row it in, bang. Bang. So that glute and hip on the right side is really getting work now. Fatiguing, such a good exercise, this one. One more. Rotate that rib cage left, and bang. I'd like you guys to do a few sets of 10 on each side, left and right, okay? So now what we're gonna do, one more exercise, and it's just getting quite dynamic. We're gonna do some jumping, some plyometric stuff, and this is your real return to sport stuff where we're getting a little bit more explosive. Okay guys, so once you're proficient at all those other exercises, you're not feeling pain, you're feeling really good, hips are feeling buttery and you're ready to move again, we're going to start doing some skate variations, so some lateral movement, which is really important with the adductors, okay? The adductors are something that helps us move in the frontal plane, so that's side to side, okay? So the first thing I'm going to get you to do is just to do some skip variations. So this is what it's going to look like, okay? So we're here to here. Bang. Stick. 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 Stick like that, okay? So you might try that and feel really skew-if, but I want you to tell you, think about being a spring, okay? Think about being coiled up really tight. If you feel yourself jarring, the easiest cue I can give you is just don't jar. Just try and be like a cat, okay? There's a difference between this. Like, see how disjointed that looks? The body's not in unison, okay? So you've got to think about being really light. Stick the landing, okay? So you hold it there. Moving quick, stick the landing. Moving quick, stick the landing. Moving quick, stick the landing. See how quiet you can be, okay? So your hips, adductors, working really hard there, okay? So once you've done that, and you're going pretty quick at that, you can turn that into just a skate variation, okay? So we're here, to here, to here, to here. Eyes forward, eyes looking where you want to go. Stick, 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 stick. I'll do a few more. Stick, 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 okay? You notice when I'm doing that, my head's not going up. It's not a vertical movement like that. When you're playing sport, you want to be able to move horizontally. So the head just stays on the same plane of motion. All right, guys, so it's a pretty comprehensive program from release work to basic correctives to dynamic movement into explosive movement. If you've got groin pain, try and smash this program over a month block. When I edit this, I'll put in the reps and set scheme. But yeah, please let me know how you go. Like, subscribe, keep following us. We really appreciate it. And yeah, good luck with your groins. Fuck, I'm a bloody... What? Oh. You're still filming, aren't you?
Yeah. Done.
Done. That should get him right.